What if I told you that $100, the same amount you spend on takeout in a week, could quietly turn into $100,000? Without you doing anything else. No side hustle. No stock picking genius. No lottery ticket. Just $100 a month, sitting in the right place, growing on its own, while you sleep, while you work, while you binge your favorite show. Sounds fake, right? It's not. It's math. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how this math works, and how you can start it today, even if you're broke right now. Stick around, because minute 2 is where this gets really interesting. Let's start with a question. If I gave you 2 options right now, which one would you pick? Option A, I hand you $1 million in cash, right now, today. Option B, I give you 1 penny today, but I double it every single day for 30 days. Most people pick option A. Because $1 million sounds like a lot, and doubling a penny sounds like a joke. But here's the twist. On day 30, that penny, doubled every day, turns into over $5 million. 5 times more than the $1 million you thought was the smart choice. That's the power of compounding. And it's not a trick. It's one of the most predictable, provable forces in all of finance. Einstein is often quoted calling it the 8th wonder of the world. Whether he actually said that or not doesn't matter, because the math backs it up either way. What compound interest actually is. So let's break this down in plain English, no jargon. When you put money into an investment, let's say an index fund, it grows. That growth is called interest, or returns. Now here's the part most people miss. Next year, you don't just earn returns on the money you originally put in. You earn returns on your original money, plus the returns you already made. Your money starts making money. And then that money starts making money too. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. At the top of the hill, it's small, and it barely picks up snow. But the further it rolls, the bigger it gets, and the bigger it gets, the faster it grows, because there's more surface area collecting more snow. Your money works exactly the same way. Slow at the start. Almost boring. And then, one day, it explodes. The $100 a month breakdown. Let's get specific, because vague promises don't pay bills. Numbers do. Let's say you invest $100 every single month into something that averages a 10% annual return. That's roughly the long-term historical average of the US stock market, based on decades of data. Here's what that looks like over time. After 1 year, about $1,250. Not impressive. I know. This is the boring part. This is the part where most people quit, because it doesn't feel like anything is happening. After 5 years, about $7,700. Still not life-changing. But notice something, you only put in $6,000 of your own money over those 5 years. The rest, that extra $1,700, came from growth. From the snowball starting to roll. After 10 years, about $20,500. Now we're getting somewhere. You put in $12,000. The account is worth over $20,000. Compounding is starting to outpace your own contributions. After 20 years, about $76,000. You put in $24,000 of your own money. The account grew to $76,000. That means over $50,000 came purely from compounding, money your money made, without you lifting a finger. After 30 years, about $228,000. Yes, you read that right. Not $100,000. $228,000. From putting in a total of $36,000 across 30 years. Let that sink in for a second. You contribute $36,000 total. Your account ends up worth $228,000. That's over $190,000 in pure growth. Why most people never see this? So if the math is this simple, why doesn't everyone do this? 3 reasons. And I want you to be honest with yourself as I go through these, because one of them is probably why you haven't started yet. Reason 1: the first few years feel pointless. When your $100 a month turns into $1,200 after a year, it doesn't feel like progress. People check their account, see a small number, and think, this isn't working, and they quit. But quitting in year 1 is like giving up on a snowball 5 feet down the hill and wondering why it's not an avalanche yet. Reason 2: people wait for the right time to start. They tell themselves, once I get a raise, or once I pay off this one thing, or once things calm down. But time is the actual engine of compounding, not the amount. Waiting 5 years to start doesn't just cost you 5 years of contributions. It costs you 5 years of growth on top of growth. We're going to prove that with numbers in a minute, and it might upset you a little. Reason 3: people think they need a lot of money to start. They see influencers talking about 6 figures and assume investing is for people who already have money. But compounding doesn't care if you start with $100 or $10,000. It only cares about 2 things: time and consistency. The cost of waiting. Let's prove reason 2, because this is the part that changes how people think about money forever. Meet 2 people. Same age. Same $100 a month. Same 10% average return. The only difference between them is when they started. Person A starts investing at age 25. They invest $100 a month for 10 years, until age 35, and then they stop contributing completely. They just let the money sit and grow, untouched, until they are 65. Total money they put in, $12,000. Person B waits. They don't start until age 35. But once they start, they are disciplined. They invest $100 a month every single month for 30 years straight, all the way until age 65. Total money they put in, $36,000. 3 times more than person A. Now here's the question. At age 65, who has more money? You'd think person B, right? They put in 3 times as much money. But person A, the one who started earlier and stopped after just 10 years, ends up with more money than person B, who invested for 3 times as long. Person A's early start gives their money an extra 10 years to compound on top of compounding. That head start is worth more than an entire extra decade of contributions from person B. This is the single most important lesson in this entire video: time in the market beats money in the market. Starting small today beats starting big tomorrow. Where does this $100 actually go? Okay, so you're convinced. Compounding works. But where do you actually put $100 a month to make this happen? You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to time the market. You don't need to watch charts all day. In fact, trying to do those things usually makes people worse investors, not better ones. The simplest, most proven method for regular people is investing in a low-cost, diversified index fund, something that tracks the overall stock market, like an S&P 500 index fund. Why this works: instead of betting on one company, you're essentially betting on the entire US economy growing over time. Historically, over any 20 to 30 year period, it has. You can do this through a retirement account, like a 401k if your employer offers one, or an IRA if you're investing on your own. Many of these accounts also come with tax advantages, meaning you could keep even more of what you earn, but that's a deeper topic for another video. The mechanism that makes this easy is called automatic investing. You set up $100 to move from your bank account into your investment account every single month, automatically. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to remember. You don't have to feel motivated. It just happens, the same way a subscription payment happens whether you feel like paying or not. This removes the biggest risk to your success, you. What if you can't afford $100 a month right now? I know what some of you are thinking. $100 a month sounds nice, but I don't have that lying around. Fair. Life is expensive right now. So let's talk about starting smaller, because the principle matters more than the number. Even $25 a month, at the same 10% average return, grows to about $57,000 over 30 years. Just from $25 a month. The point isn't that you need exactly $100. The point is that you need to start at whatever amount you can actually sustain and increase it as your income grows. A raise at work, a side hustle, a tax refund, every time your income goes up, let your contribution go up too, before your lifestyle catches up to it. This is sometimes called paying your future self first. Before subscriptions, before takeout, before anything else, a small, consistent amount goes toward your future. The Rule of 72, a mental shortcut. Here's a quick trick that finance people use to estimate how fast money doubles. It's called the Rule of 72. You take the number 72 and divide it by your expected annual return. The answer tells you roughly how many years it takes for your money to double. At a 10% average return, 72 divided by 10 is 7.2. So your money roughly doubles every 7 years. That means if you have $10,000 invested today and you never add another dollar to it, in about 7 years it could be $20,000. 7 more years after that, roughly $40,000. 7 more, roughly $80,000. This is why people who start investing in their 20s often end up wealthier than people who start in their 40s, even if the later starter puts in more money overall. The early starter simply gets more doublings. Real life example, meet Sarah. Let's make this real with a simple story. Sarah is 27. She works a regular job, nothing glamorous, making average income. She's not rich. She doesn't come from money. But she decides to set up one thing, $100 a month, automatically invested into a simple S&P 500 index fund inside her employer's 401k. She does this every single month, without checking it obsessively, without panicking when the market dips, without trying to be clever. By the time she's 37, her account has around $20,000. Her co-workers who make fun of her for not living a little have nothing saved. By the time she's 47, it's around $76,000. A market crash happens somewhere in there. She doesn't sell. She keeps contributing, because the price of the fund being on sale just means her $100 buys more shares that month. By the time she's 57, it's around $228,000. By the time she's ready to retire around 65, she's investing for 38 years, her account is worth well over $400,000, from contributing about $100 a month, most of that time, without ever needing a six-figure salary or a lucky stock pick. That's not a fantasy. That's just what happens when you let time do the heavy lifting. Common mistakes that kill compounding. Let's cover the mistakes that quietly destroy this process, so you can avoid them. Mistake 1: pulling money out early. Every time you withdraw from your investment account, you're not just losing that money, you're losing every future doubling that money would have gone through. A $5,000 withdrawal at age 30 could easily be a $50,000 loss by retirement. Mistake 2: stopping contributions when the market drops. This is the single most common mistake regular investors make. The market dips, people panic, and they stop investing, right when prices are lower and their money can buy more shares. Historically, staying consistent through downturns has been one of the biggest differences between investors who build wealth and investors who don't. Mistake 3: chasing the next big thing instead of staying boring. Meme stocks, hyped up coins, whatever the trend is this year, they come and go. Compounding rewards patience and consistency, not excitement. Mistake 4: high fees. If your investment account charges high fees every year, that quietly eats into your compounding over decades. A 1% difference in fees might not sound like much, but over 30 years, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Low-cost index funds exist specifically to avoid this problem. Your simple action plan. Let's turn all of this into something you can actually do this week. Step 1: open an investment account if you don't already have one. If your job offers a 401k with any kind of employer match, start there. That match is free money on top of your own compounding. If not, a simple IRA works too. Step 2: pick a low-cost, broad index fund. You're not trying to be clever here. Boring and diversified beats exciting and risky, for almost everyone, almost all the time. Step 3: set up an automatic transfer for whatever amount you can sustain, even if it's $25, even if it's $50. Make it automatic so it doesn't depend on your motivation. Step 4, don't touch it. Let the snowball roll. Increase the amount when your income increases. Ignore the daily news. Ignore the dips. Check in once or twice a year, not once or twice a day. Step 5, give it time. This is not a get-rich-quick plan. This is a get-rich-slowly, get-rich-surely plan. The first few years will feel like nothing is happening. That's normal. That's the boring middle of the snowball. Push through it, because the second half of this journey is where the real growth happens. The bigger picture. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. You don't need to be rich to build wealth. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to predict the market or get lucky with a stock pick. You need 3 things: a starting amount, however small; consistency, month after month; and time, the one ingredient nobody can buy more of, which is exactly why starting today matters more than starting with a bigger number later. $100 a month doesn't feel like much. But 30 years from now, it could be the difference between struggling in retirement and never having to worry about money again. The best time to start this was years ago. The second best time is right now, today, before you close this video and forget everything you just heard. If this video actually helped you understand compound interest for the first time, do one thing for me: hit subscribe, because every week I break down exactly how regular people build real wealth, one simple concept at a time. No hype, no get-rich-quick nonsense, just what actually works. And if you want to see exactly how to open your first investment account step by step, I've got a video for that too. Check the link on screen right now. I'll see you in the next one.